mission, on a mission. Trying to get it right. Transition. Changing the way that I see life. Transition mind. I'm on a mission. On a mission. Trying to get it right. I'm transitioning my life. Making a transition. Ooh, making a transition. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a transition. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a transition. Trying to mission, on a mission. I'm on a mission. On a mission, I'm trying to get it right. Changing the way that I see life. Transition in my life. On a mission. On a mission. On a mission.
What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me? So here's the deal. I am really perturbed about this whole situation with this young man, Shamsuddin Jabbar. Okay, now he supposedly, now this is the story that they're coming up with. They're saying that he drove from Houston, Texas, okay, full of rage and anger about something. There's no subject why he's upset, whatever he got mad about. There's no actual, I don't know if he had a letter or a manifesto, whatever, right? Now, this guy was a real estate investor. He was making money at one point. I haven't been able to find any Facebook pages of his, Instagram pages. If anyone has any, please let me know. Because like it is really got me wondering, like, what would make this guy drive 5 hours from Houston? Now he could have just, I mean, it was New Year's. Houston alone has all types of clubs. He could have hit one parking lot and then hit another, and just kept plowing through people if that's really what he wanted to do. But he didn't do that. What he decided to do was go to the French Quarters in Louisiana, 5 hours from Houston, and do this whole thing. So to me, it's something going on here. Something is not right. And we're going to talk about psychological operations, okay? We're going to really get into psyops and how to know when you're in a psyop. And I want to give a shout out to Chase Hughes, because I've been really watching this stuff. He has this thing called the NCIC Academy, and I paid little $2 just to like learn some more. And he has a lot of information on there. He's a former CIA agent. And he gives the information on, okay, how do you know when you're in a psyop? Okay. And we're going to go into that. But first, I want to really examine this whole thing with this Ben Jabbar guy, because I just don't believe something is up here. Something's going on. This guy, 1 minute he has a name that sounds Muslim, right? So I'm like trying to figure out like how all of a sudden his Muslimness just got so hardcore at this last couple of years that now he has this ISIS thing going on. He done got some ISIS flag that's in the car. But why wasn't he waving it? You know what I'm saying? It would seem like if he was doing this and he was a part of ISIS and it was a terror attack. He got the flag in the back tucked away. He would have been riding that and with it flapping in the wind as he's plowing through people. You understand? Not to sound insensitive, but I'm just like, but I want to really get into who this guy was. Okay, so there is this video. So I want you guys to look at this guy and hear this guy and tell me if you think that this is the same guy, right? Because even when you look at this picture, he don't even look the same, right? This is the guy that did this, and I don't know whether, I'm not sure exactly all the details of what happened, but like I just know that he supposedly did this. So
Jabbar, property manager with Blue Metal Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me.
The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Samsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject became in possession of this vehicle. An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations.
So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch.
No one, and I mean no one, expects to wake up to New Year's this way. This should be a time of celebration.
That's a lot.
Sudden
That's a
terror
lot.
on purpose.
Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so here's the thing. You have a guy, like I said, he's driving. So I mean, think about this. Whatever he got mad about, it's not clear what his anger was, why he was so upset. But you understand the level of anger you have to continue on to drive 5 hours. He didn't do it in Houston. He drove for 5 hours to Louisiana. So that means all that raging. I mean, he's slamming. He just mad. Like, what is he listening to on his way there? Let's like really understand who this character is. Because to think about if this is a true story, you're gonna put yourself in the mind of the person that possibly did this, right? So whatever he's upset about, Allah Akbar, whatever he's going through, he's driving for 5 hours straight, just on a Muslim terrorist rage on his way 5 hours to Louisiana. Something is not something in here, okay? And I really want people to understand. I don't know whether it's some kind of MK Ultra thing going on, but what would make him snap the way that he did? Go from, hey, I'm selling real estate, I'm a truck driver, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, to now jump in your car for 5 hours, drive all the way out, and shouts out to King World because he was the one who actually made me like actually pay attention to this because I really wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But he made some good points in his assessment of this situation because I was like, what's really going on with this? You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to King World. I'm gonna play a little bit of what he said. So let's check it out.
As if it was in 2001. Okay. Now we look at 2000. What's the difference, y'all? Look real good. Look real good at this vehicle. Tell me what you see that's different. Let's talk about it now. Because in the beginning, when we first streamed, I told y'all, I said, yo, that just don't look like the same spot. I had people that came through, and what they were saying was, well, yeah, it's a lot of trash, in the area. We took all of that into consideration as well. We looked at, just a few little different vantage points, whatnot from the street and stuff. We made an attempt to factor all of that in, but there was still a few things that was off. It was a few things that was off. And I see nobody's anything here extension already got it. Shout out to you. Cause I know for damn sure that I didn't send you, the link or the video. I didn't, get into any of that stuff,
The dog did that?
which the Beam team received today. But now you see. So we definitely gonna go ahead and then get all the way into it. This is in fact, Shamson Dean Jabir 42 maneuvered a rented Ford F-150 Lightning EV pickup around, a police blockade around Bourbon Street around 3:15 a.m. on Wednesday. Then, as it states, that he sped into crowds of partiers along the iconic street, leaving a trail of blood and bodies away. Now, this is the scene right here. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this scene. Okay, everybody that's out there, the vehicle and the whole nine. Just look at the background, the way that it looked, right? Because as it stated about, that rampage, it only stopped when he slammed into the crane. Now you see that orange crane that's sitting right there, blocking pedestrians in the street. He leaped from the car. He then started shooting at police. A peep game with the peep game. The same dude right here, Shamsud Dean Jabbar. Now we got to get to this part right here. The person that's on these photos, do the photos look altered, or is it that that on the right that this is in fact like an older picture, like a younger picture or some stuff or whatever? And then look at the one that's to the left, because I'm getting some detected AI vibes. I'm getting some artificial intelligence vibes that's going on right now.
It's something going on. I don't know whether it's artificial intelligence. I don't know what it is, but something is weird about this. To me, when you actually see the French Quarters, right? Have anybody been to Louisiana? Like, French Quarters is off the chain, year round. I mean, it is banging. Like that's if you want to ever party, that is a spot. Now, I just don't understand the 5-hour drive. Why the French Quarters? Why there? You know what I'm saying? He said that he had planned to do something to his family. Then he said, well, he didn't want to do that. And then, okay, he could have did it in Houston. I don't know what the plan was, but to me, to drive that far for this to happen, there is something off about this. So I want to get into psyops. I want to make this into a teaching lesson about how the media will have these kind of stories out here, and it really is something else going on. It's like a wag the dog type of situation. Not trying to minimize what happened, and many blessings to the families who lost their lives during this. This is not me being insensitive. It's 100% me just trying to understand like what could be possibly going on here. And when things are like this, we have to figure out whether it's planned or whether it's not. So I want you guys to check out Chase Hughes. Now, Chase Hughes is the former CIA agent, and he talks about even the drone UFOs. And I think that some of this stuff can apply in this situation. So I want you to check him out.
There are thousands of drone sightings.
Never seen so many UFOs in my life.
And more weird stuff every single day.
Were they human or non-human?
Non-human. We are not alone.
You deserve to know how to tell what the hell is going on. And I just did a very confidential talk to my inner circle last night. But I think that you need to see this.
People within the U.S. government believe it's true. The world deserves the truth.
Growing number of drone sightings.
They're non-human, higher intelligence.
The unidentified aircraft are the size of cars.
Like the classic UFO that you would see online.
A lot of people are wondering what the hell is going on. But what if I told you that the most dangerous thing is happening, but it's inside of your head? If you just think about it for a second, there's decades of silence on UFOs, and now suddenly the government is obsessed with talking about them. I want to show you exactly tonight what the plans and motivations are if this is being done on purpose. And then I want to walk you through a foolproof way on how to spot public manipulation. I'm also maybe going to talk about what to do if it's actually aliens. If you don't know, I'm the guy that trains psyops. I'm the person that teaches this kind of stuff to companies and stuff. So the government's kind of gone from decades of denial to throwing around terms like UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, in official hearings. Add to that the sudden rise in reports of drones all over the place, these weird sightings and emergency declarations that are going on, I think in New Jersey right now. And it feels like we're being prepped for something. But what are we being prepared for? So let's dig in. So why would this be happening right now? So we're going to go both sides. It's aliens. It's not aliens. Let's do both sides here. Most governments don't just use.
Okay, so I'm gonna so take this into account also with any news that you hear. So this is not so right now we're just talking about the UFOs, but when it really boils down to it, this applies to any situation where you see the news like doubling down and tripling down, and you see all types of news. He is going to explain how psyops work, and I really want you guys to understand this because you can get sucked down into a rabbit hole of BS by the media, and really it is to take your attention off of something else. And I really want you guys to understand how this stuff works, okay? How the media and how these things can get blown out. I mean, I don't understand why he even like why would you it's crazy to me. So,
Usually open up about things like this without a reason. With all governments, when they start pushing a narrative, it's most often to serve a bigger agenda if this is deliberate. So here are three possible reasons I can think of why this might be happening. Number one, a distraction tactic. When huge issues are brewing, like economic instability, political unrest, global crises, somebody's done something bad and it's about to get in the news, governments usually and very often create some kind of distraction. So remember when the Pentagon released UFO footage in 2020, that conveniently happened during a global pandemic, this chaotic thing that was going on around the entire world that we all suffered through. Number two, using fear as a tool. So fear unites people. So if there is a threat big enough, and I want you to remember, if you're just listening to me right now, I'm sitting on your kitchen counter or something like that, and you're making dinner. I said the word threat with huge quotes around it. If there's a threat big enough, like UFOs, people are more likely to trust their leaders, give up freedoms, and rally behind whatever solution that they're offered. It's the same playbook used during the Cold War. This was called the Red Scare for that reason, or post 9/11 with the War on Terror and the Patriot Act. And then number three, testing the waters. This goes back to BC years. All three of these things go back to the BC years. This is not something that's original. So governments tend to test and gauge how people react. So if we accept UFOs as real and we don't freak out, that means we can kind of escalate the narrative without any pushback. So think of it like kind of a slow drip instead of pouring it all out at one time. And if you want to look back at some of these historical parallels, this is not the first time this has happened. Just a few that come to mind right now. The first is the Gulf of Tonkin. This happened in 63 or 64, 1963 or 64. The United States used extremely questionable reports of attacks on naval ships, which were not true, to justify escalating this Vietnam War. And then in 1962, we had this thing called Operation Northwoods. This is a declassified plan about the U.S. officials staging, quote, fake attacks, completely fake attacks, like blowing up planes with people in them to justify military actions against Cuba. And in the post 9/11, what I would call a fear campaign. So after the attacks, governments pushed for these just sweeping changes like the Patriot Act, which expanded massive surveillance under the guise of terrorism. So if you just replace terrorism or communism with UFOs, you can start to see a pattern. So what might be happening? What might be happening right here? It might.
So everybody, I want you guys to put your thinking caps on. What might be happening right here? Whenever you see an event like this terrorist attack, things like this that happen on New Year's, what might be happening? Don't just watch the news and be like, okay, that's it. The terrorist was attacking. That's it. No, use your brain. Figure out, okay, what else is going on in the news and what could this be covering up? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times this type of stuff is used to get people riled up, emotional. They'll start showing pictures of the families that passed on and everything like that, showing this guy, making him public enemy. I'm not sure. I think he might have offed himself or whatever. You know, the main thing is we need to understand that a lot of this stuff are psyop and it's used to cover up something else going on. So I don't want people to like get, you know, and get like so out of, you know, about this whole situation. They begin to delve so deep into it that we don't look at what everything else going on while they make this whole thing flood our timelines, flood our news, flood everything that we're looking at. So let's go. He's going to talk about it. Again, ex-CIA agent, and he trains companies on how to create psyops. Okay, he has a whole channel called NCI University, and I've actually joined it. I'm not getting nothing to promote it. I've joined it. I paid a little $200 $2 to like join and learn, and it's interesting. I'm like, wow. So how much are
Might
they?
upset you, it might piss you off, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. So keep that in your back pocket for just a second. Number one is a normalization phase. So just steadily leaking UFO footage, holding hearings, using all these terms like UAPs all the time. The government makes the idea of something out there seem reasonable. So this keeps people curious, but not panicked. Curious, but not panicked. The second part of this is setting the stage for a big reveal. And I want you to keep that one in mind. So at some point, we might see a more dramatic event, like a giant UFO sighting over a major city, or footage that is just impossible to dismiss. And you could think giant holograms, giant drones, or other advanced tech just creating something that you cannot ignore. So number three would be a need for a savior. So once the threat feels real enough, governments or even global coalitions could step in as these heroes, and they might call for.
All right. So you have a terrorist attack happen in Louisiana. Next thing you know, okay, then here in come Donald Trump. He's about to start his reign as president, right? So now he's going to be the savior. Okay, we got these terrorists coming in. Da, da, da. The first thing I think that happened is that they thought it was like immigrants that had did it, so they began to do things at the border. I'm not sure if you guys were aware that the moment they found that there was a terrorist attack, I think that they had started to like enforce border stuff like that. So just know, so please watch what's going on with this situation. There's something going on.
Increased defense budgets. Maybe all the governments in this area need to unite into one big government, maybe a global response team. And I say that with quotes around it, to handle this threat. So this could lead to giant power shifts and more control in fewer hands is kind of maybe the goal of that. And this, you could look this up. There was even a plan to stage a fake kind of alien invasion. This is on record on paper that there was a full government plan to make a fake alien invasion. But what could be next? What could be down the pipeline from right now? If we follow this theory to the logical next step here, here's what might happen. First would be escalating UFO reports. Expect a lot more sightings, near misses with airplanes, mysterious objects interfering with infrastructure like power grids or airports. It's going to feel real and urgent. The next would be a media blitz that would come after that. So mainstream media will amplify the story. They're going to interview pilots. They're going to release grainy videos and have experts explain these things that are maybe defying physics. The goal, potentially, and I say all of this as a potential hypothetical, to make everybody believe this is a huge deal. Next would be a global event, and this could be something absolutely wild, like some kind of coordinated UFO appearance, maybe a simulated attack, or even some claim that we've made contact. And it doesn't have to be real. It just has to be believable enough. And of course, then we have a solution. So after the chaos, governments might roll out solutions like new defense initiatives, new military spending, government coalitions, governments kind of coming together, expanded surveillance maybe, and calls for like some international cooperation.
Point right there.
All right.
Good point.
So why should we care? Even if all this theory sounds way the hell out there, the technologies exist to make all of it plausible. So holograms, drones, AI, deep fakes are advanced enough to fool large populations. And historically, going back to the year 1 AD, governments have shown that they're not above manipulating fear to get what they want. So now we get to what do we do? What the hell do we do about this? Number one, stay freaking critical. Do not take everything at face value. Always question why some stories are getting so much attention, and most importantly, who benefits from that story. And educate yourself. You need to look into historical precedents, maybe current technology. You could just use ChatGPT for a lot of this, and some government strategies. So the more you know, the harder it is for you to be manipulated. Focus on reality. So of course, this is nothing but conjecture. I'm just sitting here at my house. We've got a bonfire going on outside. We're about to go sit outside for a little while and just enjoy nature around a fire like our ancestors did. And I don't know anything. I don't know anything more than you do about what's going on. So the sky's the limit for this conjecture, but maybe it's theatrics. But remember that not every light in the sky is some alien. Stay very grounded in what's provable, and know that getting angry at things that are outside your control is stupid. It's just like drinking acid. So here's how to spot a psyop. And I've never said this publicly before, but here is the step-by-step formula that will enable you to spot a psychological
I want y'all to get y'all pens and pads out and write this down, because we have been victims of so many psyops. And I want you to take your pens and papers and take them out right now and write down these things. And I want you to think of every news story that you've seen on YouTube, every big thing that's been blowing up over this time, including Jay-Z, P. Diddy. Now there's the terrorists, there was UFOs, all these big stories that are out here. And I want you to tell me if these stories do not check all the boxes, okay? And then I'm going to ask, I want the reason why I want, please get a paper out, please. I want y'all to do this. And when I get done, when he gets done saying these things, how to spot it, I want you guys to put a 1 or a 2. I'm going to name the story. You tell me if they check all the boxes or if they don't. All right, so let's go. Here we go.
Operation. Separating manipulation from genuine news is like kind of playing detective. So here's a few steps that will put you on top of everybody for being able to spot a psyop. Number 1 is analyze the source. Is the outlet known for credible reporting, or do they thrive in like sensationalism? So established outlets like Reuters, sometimes Wall Street Journal, they report facts first, and others are way into drama. And psyops, psychological operations, extremely, very much rely on sensational headlines. If you see sensational headlines, you need to get the hell out. This is on all media, on both sides of the aisle. There is
number 1, sensational headlines. Okay, that's the first one. All right, so write that one down. Sensational headlines from unworthy news sources. Okay,
no aisle if you hadn't got that figured out already. So next is who owns that platform that you're looking at. So media ties with pharmaceutical companies, political entities, defense contractors. I dare you to look that one up tonight. And so step 2, question the timing. So you want to ask yourself, does the story that I'm looking at right now appear during a major crisis or scandal or upcoming election maybe? Psyops will very often distract from bigger issues like UFO footage released during major policy debates or global unrest. Huge red flag. Next is to follow the narrative. And I promise you don't have to go do 5 hours of research to do it. You just ask yourself, are multiple outlets, this one question right here, are multiple outlets parroting the exact same language? If you see that shit going down, you need to be very terrified that something's going into your brain that doesn't belong there. So psyops use coordinated messaging to reinforce a narrative.
All right, so that's the second one. Multiple outlets parroting the same narrative. So write that one down. So do they all sound like they're saying the same exact thing? Okay, so that's number 2. Let's go.
So look for phrases that feel copy and pasted, like unprecedented threat or undeniable evidence. Those little phrases, you're going to hear them. You will start to hear these everywhere you look. And the moment you hear copy paste phrases, that is a psyop. So step 4, look for emotional triggers. So all psyops thrive on pushing your buttons. Think about the FATE model, if you know what that is: focus, authority, tribe, and emotion. So this is fear, anger, amazement. So if a story feels like it's designed, and I say the word designed with bold, underline, italics, if a story feels like it's designed to make you react emotionally, get out as fast, but don't even finish the story. Ask ChatGPT about what you're trying to figure out. So stories about UFOs that emphasize unknown threats without any evidence, you should be pretty careful about that. And then just check the evidence. You ask yourself the question, are they providing evidence like document data, eyewitness accounts, or relying on anonymous sources and some vague claims? So if you ever hear the words, and I want you to burn these words into your head. I've never told anyone in my life how to expose a psyop. But if you do all of these at once, you will never be manipulated. This one question. With that stuff going on, I need to ask, is this going to expand government control or justify new laws? That one question. Well, what I'm saying, expand government control or justify new laws.
All right. That's number 3. Or which one? What number am I on? Will it change laws? Right. So if a person does this, will it change the law? Will cars not be allowed in certain spots? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is it, what laws is this going to affect? Right. Is this going to, you know what I'm saying? So Scam Chan, this is a CIA agent, an ex-CIA agent that's discussing how to spot a psyop. Okay, and we're trying to identify not only is this whole thing with this terror attack a psyop or is it a real thing? You know, because there's some weird stuff going on with this whole thing. So again, so we're on number 3. So I think I went 1, 2, and I think I'm at 3. So is this going to change laws? And if it does, so it already told you, like number 2, it was already like on some like, hey, if it's doing that, no, don't even watch it. If it's going to trigger emotions within you, fear, there's something to it. If they're parroting each other, there's something to it. We're number 4. Okay, emotion and fear. Okay.
Okay. Analyze coverage patterns. So psyops all the time dominate the news cycle and they drown out other stories. Real news coexists with other reports. Let me say that again. Real news coexists with other reports about stuff that's going on. If one topic is everywhere, while major global events get completely ignored, you're in the middle of a psyop. Next is look for follow-ups. This is it. Real news evolves with new updates. Real news evolves with new updates. Psyops fade once they've served their purpose. I'll say that one more time if you're taking notes. Psyops will fade away when they have served their purpose. So as an example, if you see some...
Bro, haven't we stopped talking about the UFOs? I have not heard nothing else about UFOs. Now there's a terrorist attack, okay? So once again, the UFO clearly was a psyop. He explained it. They had this whole thing, made fear, created a whole thing, made new laws about drones, okay? And then all that UFO stuff stopped being a news item. So let's see how this goes. But okay, so number 1 is the source credible, like Reuters? Okay, I think number 2, is the news platform connected to defense contractors, different companies that might benefit from that? I forget. Number 3 is, I think, fear and emotion. No, number 4 was emotions and fear. So I hope you guys are writing this down, because I'm not. I'm like trying to run the podcast, but I really want. Please write this down, because I'm at the end of this, I'm going to follow the narrative. Okay, follow the narrative. Is everybody talking about it? Then the last part where he just said, okay, is it continuously being news is also ran simultaneously. It does not bogart the whole media thing. You know what I'm saying? He said that regular news is often just played along with other news stories.
New updates. Real news evolves with new updates. Psyops fade once they've served their purpose. I'll say that one more time if you're taking notes. Psyops will fade away when they have served their purpose. So as an example, if you see some inflated, sensational story that just vanishes after a week with no follow-up, that is called a distraction. It's called a distraction. So finally is trust your gut. Does it feel scripted? Sometimes things feel just off, and I want you to trust your instincts. Back them up with research if you want to. So what can you do? Like, what the hell can you do about all this? The most important thing that I could give you, and I had no idea that I was going to really be talking about any of this, but the most important thing is cultivate critical thinking skills. Learn to spot the propaganda. Go back through what I just talked about, the recording. Chris is going to make this recording available to everyone. I don't know how or where. We'll make it available to everybody here. I don't care if you're an NCII plus or whatever. Look for patterns in how the media or the government communicates about things, maybe UFOs. Do they spot, or do they focus on fear? Or are they offering solutions that involve giving up freedom or increasing government power? So try to diversify all the places that you're getting news from. Try to block every single news provider that you can possibly think of and use AI to get your news. And tell AI to be concise and apolitical in its answer. It's the best way to do it. So I want you to memorize these 3 questions if you're taking notes. Number 1, who benefits from this narrative? Number 2, what evidence is being shown and is it verifiable? Number 3, why now? Why is it happening right now? Next is strengthen your psychological state. Recognize these fear tactics. Fear is the number one easiest way to control human beings. Governments use all kinds of stuff as a way to unite people under a single narrative. So stay calm. Question why you're being told to be afraid. Question why you're being told to be afraid. And this sounds like some bullshit trope you might see on some yoga instructor video, but mindfulness is one of the most powerful practices that you can start to adopt today. There's a million videos on it on YouTube. I'm not going to go into how to do it today. It's one of the most powerful things you can do just in general for your success in your life, but it's going to help insulate you from some of this stuff. So just a few other ones. Stay connected to your community, not your online community. Get to know who your neighbors are. Get to know your neighbors. Walk across the street, know everybody that lives around you. Go introduce yourself if you haven't already. Your neighbors might be more important than you realize here if something goes down. Build self-reliance as much as you possibly can. Stay grounded in reality. Always remind yourself that there's a lot of stuff going on, and through all the shit we've been through as a species, as a country, as a globe, things usually just turn out okay in the end. It's not that big of a deal. And finally, just get your mindset protected. The more people panic, the more easily governments can sweeping control the nation. So practice a little bit of skepticism and help other people to stay calm. That's your job. If you remember, you are the one studying authority and confidence and leadership. That's your job to help people stay calm. So stay educated, but just balanced. So research topic, like if you want to learn about this stuff, go Google Project Bluebeam. It may keep you up all night, but you take a look at that. So fear-driven conspiracies can be just as manipulative as a government conspiracy. Finally, and I wasn't going to say this because it sounds weird, but if there's a power outage, you have zero money if you don't have cash. So you may want to keep some cash on hand if you can afford it. So always think of, like, when governments propose solutions, ask, do they actually address the issue? What freedoms or powers are being taken in exchange? And is the solution long-term or a convenient grab for power? So what if it is aliens? What the hell are we going to do? Let's entertain the wild card here. What if it's aliens? Maybe we're finally ready to handle it, kind of. Maybe aliens showed up in the 50s or 60s. They were like, oh, these people have lost their minds, but maybe we're ready now. Maybe we've hit some critical point in history. We're at this weird crossroads with climate change. We're exploring Mars finally. Aliens are watching. Maybe they're coming. Maybe we're pinging the radar. We got all this tech and stuff like that, satellites out there. Maybe we just sent out some kind of we're here signal. And maybe they've always been here, but they've just been waiting. And now we're ready for level 2, whatever that means. But here's why the timing feels suspect. Even if, let's just say aliens are legit, there's some little gray dudes that are going to pop out of a ship or something. If they're legit, the timing feels very convenient. Why? Well, because governments love to frame everything in terms of fear and control. So if aliens are making contact, I want you to ask this. If you're entertaining this concept with me, wouldn't you expect them to be advanced enough to know how incompetent the governments are in this world? So the information would not flow through the government. So instead, all the info does come through the government. So it feels like there's a layer there. There's a layer. But if it's real, it's not just, oh, cool, there's some aliens. It's about what happens next and who decides how the narrative unfolds. If this was helpful or interesting, and I certainly hope that it was, if you're interested in diving deep into this training, I released the college level textbook of all of this information only a few weeks ago. It's this giant book right here. And this is the textbook of the most advanced tactics and methods in this arena. And it's called the Behavior Operations Manual. And there's a link in the description if you want to check out the textbook. So thanks for joining me. Stay safe and stay sane.
So that is a Chase Hughes. And I've been like I said, I found him on Diary of a CEO. He was talking about methylene blue because he had like a epileptic situation, and he was able to use that to help himself. But I found him on that. I watched his show about that, and so he talked about being a CIA agent and how like information gets manipulated, right? When it comes down to it. So I gave you guys some homework. So okay, so here's the question, you guys, and I don't really know how to do the create the polls. So I'm gonna ask the people that are in the audience. Okay, now I'm gonna like give a news story, and I want you to tell me if it checks all the boxes. Okay, so let's go into Sean P. Diddy Combs. Put a 1 in the chat if that story checks all the boxes. or a 2 if it does not. Go ahead. What about the Jay-Z story? The UFO story, and now we have the terrorist attack story. So let's go into it. So you're saying, okay, which one are you saying does not check all the stories? The terrorist attack one or the Jay-Z? How many think that this could be a psyop? One or two? What about this terrorist attack? What do you think that could be possibly going on in the situation? Right, one for the terrorist attack. Okay, so let's go into it. All right. Shouts out to King World. I'm using your video. I'm gonna give you a shout out in my comments and stuff.
On the
So
truck,
let's go.
the news headlines, they directly, they push the narrative, which in fact was associated with the 9/11 attack on the Twin Towers. Now, if we're talking about the Al Qaeda leader, Osama bin Laden, he is in fact considered as being a mastermind of attacks. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was the operational planner. Later, further research conducted proved the irony of the person said to be Osama bin Laden was actually Tim Osman, who was in fact a part of our very own U.S. government. The date of January the 1st and the numbers associated with the date of the year 2025 equated to 9/11, which goes back to Osama, which is in fact a name close to Tim's last name, Osman, as you can see right here. See, Osman, Osama. Osama was also linked and viewed as being the leader of the Middle Eastern group, ISIS. Let's go a little further in the paint. Now, that same flag that they was talking about, as you can clearly see to the left, the right here, okay, this is what they would then want us to believe, that this is a flag, that's connected or associated with ISIS. For whatever damn reason, the flag that was either drawn or purchased off of Temu, nah, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's not an ISIS, nor is it an Al-Qaeda flag. So I went a little deeper into the paint, right? Looking at the Observer Research Foundation. Within the Observer Research Foundation, one thing that I peeped game with was that terrorism, it remains as much as a strategic threat as if it was in 2001. Okay, now we look at 2001. Let's get into the gematria with all of this stuff right here. The Hebrew letter represented by a number, for example, Aleph 1, Bet 2, like alpha, beta, or alphabet, alpha, beta. One can then calculate numerical value of word by adding together the values of each letter entered in the realm of biblical interpretation. Commentators base an argument on numerological equivalence of words. If a word's numerical value equals that of another word, a commentator may draw a connection between these two words and the verses in which they appear, and use this to prove larger conceptual conclusions. Now, peep game, right? The date of that attack that took place in New Orleans, it was on January the 1st, 2025. January is the first month, which is 1. On the first day equals 1. In 2025, added up, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9, which is in fact code for 9/11, which is what they would consider as being a terrorist attack. You done heard me say this stuff several times over here. Watch the word play, y'all.
All right, so this is an open panel. So anyone that wants to come up and say something, Scam Chan has a question mark. So come on up and ask. Let's go into it. But bottom line is, there's something going on with this. Why is the numbers adding up? January 1st, 2025. Why would someone drive 5 hours? That's a number 2. I don't know what that 5 hours from Houston to Shreveport, all that stuff means something. There's something going on here. And when I showed you the psyop video, I really wanted you guys to understand that a lot of this stuff is psychological operations where they're trying to scare people into new laws. So that Trump is about to really start his reign as president. And it's interesting that this so-called terrorist attack happens during the new year, right? And what's that going to do? Create fear and all this other stuff. And you're going to see it all over the news, all over the internet. And we need to know what the difference in between a psychological operation is and a real news event. And as you can see that this whole thing is dominating the news. So we have to really put our skull caps on and say, okay, Is this a real thing or is it not? So let's go.
Just watch the wordplay. Just watch how they running it right now. Okay, so if it's already 9/11, we got to look at everything that got to do with these signs and symbols. We will be paying attention to all signs, all symbols. Trust and believe me, y'all. They putting it right in front of your face right now. It's right in front of your face.
Girl, hippie, I was calling you. I called you at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh man, I wonder if she was there. I know she's in Louisiana. Girl, I was worried about you, child. I was worried. Okay, I'm glad that you're all right. Okay, but the fact that someone would drive from Houston, just pumping a fist for ISIS, American person that's not even connected to the Middle East whatsoever, but he just pumping his fist. He's an ex-military person, and somehow he just got crunk over whatever in the military. He been Muslim. And now all of a sudden he coming out, I'm fixing to just plow through some people for no reason and have a shootout. And he was in Houston where like, I believe there's probably more people in Houston and go through a parking lot anywhere in Houston. Come on now. Had to evacuate your neighborhood. Oh my God, hippie, come on up. I wish you could come up. I know you at work. Okay. But yeah, that's crazy. So let's go into it. So okay, the gematria of it all. Let's go.
And like I say, we just started. Shout out to everybody up in the building. Like I say, man, get yourself together, man, for another powerful show. You're not gonna miss. You ain't gonna want to miss like 1 second of this right here. Yeah, because we're going all the way in. I didn't want to start as early as I did with the stream right here, just due to
crazy doubles, man. We ain't doing no crazy doubles. We ain't touching nothing. We got home training. The feds already did their thing, though. It's up and down now.
See the news people? See the news people out there, right?
What time y'all come on? At 5? It's crazy, man.
What is that? Is that his house? Hold on, let me go back. I think I missed something. Hold on.
In fact, let me
going all the way in. I didn't want to start as early and all that stuff. You feel me? So check this out, right?
Hey, did you notice that they ripped all this off to get in there at first? Yeah, see, I didn't even notice that. See, you probably used to this, man. This is my first time coming to a situation like this, so I don't know what's going on.
There was IEDs found around the neighborhood.
We ain't doing no crazy.
Where does he get? What is IEDs? What are IEDs? That's his shack house. Where is that at? Is that in Louisiana? What are IEDs? 15 IEDs. What is significant about Louisiana though? Why is it in Houston? Oh yeah, because you're not in Louisiana. No, okay, thank God. Because I was worried. I was like, oh, improvised explosive devices. Wow. Okay. So he had them all throughout. So you were at in Houston and in the neighborhoods around where he possibly had been, they found them all over. But why didn't they get detonated? Like this was the worst terrorist. He was like very bad at being a terrorist. Like there were IEDs found all throughout Houston and none of them exploded, nothing. And then he goes out there and oh, okay. You're in New Orleans. Okay. That's why I was worried about you, hippie, because I was like, damn, was she there? Because I know you be partying and stuff like that. I'm like, did she go down to the French Quarters and was partying? That's crazy. So let's go. This is Houston. This is
got home training. The feds already did their thing, though. It's up and down now.
See the news people? See the news people out there, right?
What time y'all come on? At 5? It's crazy, man. What's going on? In fact, let me Muslim, man. Like information. Huh? We the real news too, though, bro. They doing real news, nigga. I'm real news.
Says he was a quiet guy and prayed alone at his home. He was shocked to hear this news
I want to take you to video, though. This is a rare glimpse right here around the trailer where Jabbar was living. You could see the metal fence ripped off from where the FBI and SWAT raided last night. Also, chickens and goats around this property here. One neighbor told us he saw that white Ford pickup truck used in the attack parked outside this trailer.
Yeah, if you're just coming up in the building, you know, just check out the title of the video and just try to follow along with us, all right?
It's 3 kids. That's up to now.
If you were here for the third shift live stream of the first presentation on Shamsud Dean Jabbar, this is in fact a follow-up, and on this follow-up edition right here, we just getting into the footage of a person that was actually on the scene, boots on the ground. I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, that they got approval, you know, to be able to record in the area, just as what you all seen me make an attempt to do when it came down to the trial dealing with Eligio Bishop.
So this fool had he had a trailer with goats and stuff at the trailer, and all type of farm. What kind of trailer place was this? I don't know. No trailer park let you have goats and stuff. Like what? Now let's go into this video that emerged, that they're saying that emerged from the you know, the time that it happened. So let's look at this real quick. Again, Forbes, you know, all this stuff. But you know, I've been there before. I've been in that little area. I mean, it be crunk on New Year's. I mean, anytime it be crunk. You know what I'm saying? So that whole area, it be full of people. So I don't know whether maybe they're trying to stop all the activity on that in that whole French Quarter area, because there's like that whole street, Bourbon Street. Is that where it happened? Was it on Bourbon Street, or was it just on, like, does anybody know? That's Canal. Okay, so it wasn't on Bourbon, it was on Canal. Because I know Bourbon Street is where it really goes down at. So why did he drive all the way to Canal Street in Louisiana? It was on Bourbon. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Something just don't seem right. Let's go back to what King World had to say.
Sex cult leader that was in DeKalb County, Georgia. But this the fuck up out that like button as we get into this part right here, this edition. Oh, let's go, man.
Let's see the crews and everything like that set up. This is where they kick the dough in at. Peep this. We on that boy Ross Kemp type stuff right now. Gotta know, don't touch nothing, dog. Come up in here, keep your hands.
Bro, how could someone just walk into the trailer like that? Why isn't it taped off? Like, shouldn't it be boarded up? Don't they normally board up houses when they like have like some kind of thing like this? Why would this be just wide open where anyone could just walk in and just walk through the house? That something's wrong with that right there.
To yourself, don't touch nothing. But they the ransack dog whole crib. Yeah, it's just crib. They the ransack. The feds hit it. We giving y'all live exclusive footage, man. This is what it looked like after a raid.
How could a person?
This is his crib, bro. Y'all see how they making it
what?
Up? Yo, we got access, nigga. Our media, nigga.
What?
Yeah, we back. We up in this crib. We know where it's at. I'm down the street. The feds done already did their work. As long as we don't touch the crime scene, we good. This ain't even a crime scene, though. This ain't no crime scene.
How is he able to walk through there like this? What is going on? Like what?
Man, we outside. This is where they kick the dough in at.
Why would this be even? Why could a person with a cell phone walk through there like that? Shouldn't that be like barricaded off? Like this only happened. It's the third.
As
this
you
only,
see, like I told you, we're gonna be in the inside.
Hold on, y'all. Hold
receipt
on.
after receipt after receipt after receipt. We're going back to it once again just to make sure that everybody follows.
No, something ain't right with this. How is a person able to go into a situation? This only happened. So this recording I'm playing from King World, I think it even happened like on the 1st. Hold on, what day did I? what day was this that he did this live? How was this person able to walk in there? So 16 hours ago he did that. So that's about like the second, right? So wouldn't like the police like be like not surrounding it, but why isn't there like more activities around his house? Like I don't get that. Why could someone walk into his house and see it and with a cell phone? Like it's like just, oh, okay, I'm just walking into this crime scene. What?
And that you up on game, you understand what's going on as far as the cameras, the movie set,
That's his
and about what we
house.
thought
The
in the beginning. Like I
FBI
told you
was
about
what is
January
going
the
on?
1st, 2025. January is, in fact, you know what I'm saying, the first month on the first day. And then you got to add 2025, 2 + 2 + 5 = 9, which is in fact code. You spell it out, you run it backwards, which is 9/11. And that's what they tried to say, that this was in fact a terrorist attack. That's what they wanted us to believe. So let's just look at it for what it's worth. Okay. The September 11 attacks. Okay. So then when they put the breaking news joint up, it's crazy because it was breaking 9/11. Okay. So when you look at that breaking 9/11, let's also take into consideration too what actually took place in Vegas with the cyber truck as well. As you can clearly see, which I will do a whole breakdown. Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole breakdown. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole breakdown of Vegas too. We're gonna get all the way into it. So you see, like, you know what I'm saying, the bullet holes through the glass. You can clearly see right here, you know what I'm saying, this F-150 Lightning. You can see, you know, in the back right there. Yeah, you can already see the paneling right there, you know, for the truck bed. You see the leather part right there. Yeah, just peep game. Now I want you to see all of this. Now, strange that the flagpole is missing from the New Orleans attacker's truck when police were doing CPR. Now look real good. Was it removed from the truck quickly? Now just think, because they mentioned a flag in the beginning. Yeah, they mentioned a whole flag in the beginning, y'all. You feel me? And it's like when these
Something right about this. There's something more to it because what rental company is renting out pickup trucks like this? I have never seen no rental company rent out a white pickup truck like this. You might be able to go to Home Depot and get a pickup truck, but what rental company is written out? It don't say no rental company on it. It normally say it somewhere, Enterprise something, but like what company? He say he got it from Toro. Who's renting out pickup trucks on Toro? That's weird. Like I mean, something ain't right about this. So now that's how that street normally looks. You just able to walk down the street without, like, you know what I'm saying, worrying about nobody, no traffic. How did someone get through what normally happens on that street? Either they're trying to stop this whole thing from going on, because this been going on in New Orleans. It looked like that 24 hours a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It looked like but add about like about 2,000 more people just on this street hanging out, partying like every day. What else is going on in the news, you guys, that you, yeah. Well, no, like who is renting out? That's no, that does not explain that. That who is renting out? No one is renting out pickup trucks on Toro. That Toro is actually a place you actually get good cars from. Right. The police were there when the devices were placed in various locations and did nothing. It's something to it, Scam Chan. I mean, It's something to it.
These stories were in fact developing. They were showing this image, this vantage point of the truck. They showed this truck stating this was the truck where, you know, that the people were actually ran over in, right? So when I told y'all about the crib, we just went through like the video footage of inside the crib. We're gonna go back to it or whatever. One thing that I want to point out, you know, with
So first they said it was a cyber truck, then they said it was a pickup truck. Which one is it?
Shamsud Adin Jabbar, who is in fact the organizer of the Digital Drip LLC, as you can clearly see right here from Indian Creek Drive in Clarkston, Georgia, is questionable. It's highly questionable to me. With the type of house, the type of place that he stayed in Houston, in comparison to this business. You know what I'm saying? That he's already attached to, and it's in Georgia. We mentioned Tyler Perry before, and the reason I mentioned Tyler Perry, because that would got everything to do when it come down to that camera. You hear me? All about that camera. So yeah, it's very damn questionable. Shout out to Mo_Money_0909 for actually capturing this right here. And there was a video that was actually removed today, y'all. They had went live today. They were showing footage, you know, of the whole scene, and you know, people who were in fact involved, you know, in what took place in Vegas or whatnot. And when they actually showed the person, they slipped up and then showed this picture right here, this tattoo image, the hazard symbol, as you clearly see right here. And they deleted it. So Fox News deleted it, y'all. They scrubbed it offline. So this was on the dude's arm. You see? Right, which is crazy. Now, there go Money Mo up in the building. Shout out to Money Mo, man, for even catching that for real. And we're going back to it. Like I said, I just want to go through all of this now so people can be up on game. You'll be caught up before we go back to the video, because people really need to see this. Now, if you look at that truck bed, Mo_Money_0909, as I told you a little earlier, you don't see that black truck bed liner on this truck. So what happened? Because everybody was paying attention to the flag. Everybody, where the flag at? Yeah, it was a flag. It was an ISIS flag. This an ISIS flag. That, man, what the hell is going on with that truck bed liner? What's going on? Talk to me. Yeah, I mean, come on now, because if you look right here, you see the truck bed liner, right? So where is it at right here? I'm just asking. Oh, I'll wait. Hold on. Let me share my chat. It may be, you know, somebody that's, you know, witty or, you know some stuff or whatever. I don't, you know what I mean? So let me then wait and then see. But yeah, that's, you know, questions that I have. And you're exactly right. There's a container in one and not in the other. And what we discussed, you know, initially when I first started streaming about this, I stated to everybody that that scene was not the same scene. Because when I geolocated the scene, you see what popped up on my screen and where I was at. And I told y'all, I said, this is where they doing construction at right here. I showed y'all that. I can go back to it now. And I'm pretty sure you already trust my word. I don't even have to sit here and go back through it and rewind and none of that. As many times I done geolocated Nature Boy within seconds. So I figured then, I said, it's something up. I said, it's something up. I would have went live earlier, but I said, let me fall back for a minute. Let me see what everybody got going on. And then truck bed liner. Why isn't it on the truck that they showed? Because this was the initial scene. That truck that sped down the street. Yeah, but then this scene right here with the ultra good lighting, despite what type of camera that was used at night. I want to know why now do we see the truck bed liner? Okay, hopefully everybody up on gas. I want to make sure all y'all, you know what I'm saying, you paying attention to this shit right here. Yeah. And just what Money Mo was saying right there, this is the video that they took down. Just so happened that Money Mo was still on her tablet at the time. So despite them deleting the video, she still was able to nab a screenshot, you know, and she also nabbed the video as proof that that was in fact the video, the title of the video as well, that I have, if need be, with the receipts. Okay. Yeah, if I need to drop them, I will. And that's just a few other links too, and links for the Ford F-150. Hold on, let me slide back up. Yeah, let me just slide up for 1 second. And then we'll get all the way back into this because it's a few other, it's a few other photos too that need to be addressed. Yeah, because I don't know for whatever reason that, you know what I'm saying, that the news didn't fucking address it, man. I was just sitting back waiting all day. I was like, well, you know, hopefully, you know, that they're gonna, you know, say something about this stuff. But nah, they went on with the other narrative, and the other narrative then was to move to Vegas. Yeah, they started then talking more about Vegas. You feel me? So yeah, now this is another shot right here, and we'll go ahead and then put this on automatic beam, and then we'll just go quickly back to the house since we're on it right now anyway. Yeah, hold on 1 second, then we'll get to that part right there. Yeah, with the damn Sherman tank and all this shit or whatever, for play Sherman tank, any damn way and stuff that was outside of the crib. Yeah, because I found that to be rather strange to tell you the damn truth. Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Like, why would that tank be right there and stuff? So as you can see in the background, that is in fact the same spot where dude was at, where in the beginning that he described that, it was goats and chickens and stuff and the whole nine out there. But I'll get to that property in Georgia, in Clarkston too as well, just to show and then prove that there definitely is something up with all of this. And it's kind of, man, I'm telling you, man, I've been just sitting back shaking my head at the whole fucking shit because I've been like, how can this dude be connected to this property, but then he's staying in this level of this crib or whatever? No, I'm not gonna call it a damn shack. I'm gonna call it a piece of shit. Where the fuck that his ass was staying
Right,
at?
he
Tell
a
you the
real
damn
estate
truth. You feel
agent,
me?
got
Like,
all this money.
Yeah, I
He
ain't
go
touching nothing.
from he go from real estate, this, that, the other, to now he's doing all that, and then he living in a shell, in a trailer home. What is going on? Like, he's in a trailer home in Houston.
My hands to myself, nigga. Condolences to everybody,
His
families
kids and
involved as
stuff.
well. I did see
And
the
he got
dog put some threats out to
what's
his
going on?
own family or something. I don't know how true that report is. It's crazy, man.
How is this
I
guy
hate when
able
people
to
do
walk
that,
through
like
his
when they
trailer?
when they'll take a crib, you know what I'm saying, like a
How is this guy able to walk through his trailer though? It's something going on, you guys. How is someone with a cell phone able to walk through this guy's trailer after a so-called terrorist attack? If you K somebody, KIL somebody, they gonna have that thing boarded up. You can't walk in. It's gonna be the door gonna be boarded up, the window's gonna be boarded. You're not gonna be able, because it's still, they need to probably go back in there and find more evidence, whatever, come back to the scene. How is a average person with a cell phone able to go to this guy's house and walk through his whole house like this? Something is this ain't adding up.
trailer, and it's like they won't renovate the trailer, but then they'll do little upgrades, put that little fake floor down and stuff, get some of that cheap carpet and stuff, like the extra that they don't use at those apartments, because they actually get that stuff in bulk, man. It's all in the roll. Sometimes people just buy the whole roll. You can even cut it, what I'm saying, with a box cutter or whatever, man. Like, that shit is real cheap, man. It's stain easy. Like, anybody that got that shit, you should just rip that shit up like every year. Don't go no longer than a year walking on that shit, because it hold all type of bacteria, fuck shit, cum juice, all kind of motherfucker shit. Just throw all that motherfucker shit away. You
Yeah, he had kids, man. You see the dog got messed up. I think they like went up in there and just kind of, because they had some other stuff in the floor they had dug up as well. I guess little things that they felt was private compartments, like, but they cut that up. I guess they was just digging in there for stuff. The feds hit it, man. 14 people killed, bro. Mass killing on New Year's. Also, prayers and condolences to the people in New Orleans, man.
Here you go right here.
No, I'm out of here, bro.
Say, oh, here you go. Look,
Bro
look,
had
look.
dog. Bro had the
Look,
Bible.
look, I'm gonna show you now. Peep game. Anybody that's oriented, if you got some type of education, you that got information about Islam or whatever, if you know about more than the Sunni school of thought, it's gonna hit different now. Because with him, he gonna find it strange that he got a Bible and a Quran. There's nothing strange about that, because there's a connection. There's verses, within the tafsir. You can look within the Quran and you can see like the correlation. There's stories about Jesus, son of Mary. All that is up in there. You feel me?
And the Quran, man.
But you're gonna see in a second after we get past the Quran.
Bro had the Bible and the Quran.
Watch this. I'm gonna show you.
King Mel Matrix, yeah, man.
There you go, right there. You see those green books right there? You see them green books right there? In total, it's supposed to be 9 of those books. In total, it's 9. And those books are called the ahadith. And the ahadith is the sayings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And with those books, we're gonna go a little deeper. I'm gonna show you. Wait a minute, hold on.
I ain't never read it.
Okay, that style of Quran right there.
Quran before.
If a person got, listen, if a person got this type of Quran right here.
I ain't never read.
Where the Quran is in Arabic and English, it has a translation of tafsir that's connected along with it. Not only is it showing that the person is trying to learn Arabic, but it's the symbols that's on the Quran. And those symbols on the Quran show anybody that know about Islam that this is from the family. So by the family mean the sword. So this book is from the family of the sword, which means the Ayabate, which means the family of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So being that this dude now is understood that he has a Shia mentality, that means that he's not with the traditional normal, which people in the United States would, be accustomed, or they would be familiarized with this type of Islam, which is the Sunni school of thought or whatever. But this form right here, the Shia school of thought. And the reason why that I read these volumes and got deeper into it, because I wanted to understand what the lineage was with people that was in the Middle East, because I understood Moroccan people just from reading the Golden Age of the Moors, and I wanted to know more. I wanted to know because I was familiar with who the Canaanites was, who the Hittites was. I knew all those people was, but these people from Bani, they were from Bani Israel, and then if they was from Bani Israel, they were of a clan. And the clan was a family that was called Hashim. And the Hashim or Hasham clan, it was a guy that was a mighty warrior. His name was Abdullah. And Abdullah is the grandfather of the Prophet of Islam. And the fighter out of the clan, out of the family name is Ali ibn Talib. So everything that's attached with what people seen with Al Qaeda, with ISIS, with motherfuckers with scarves and shit tied around their face and shit or whatever, like this is a different practice of Islam that holds very true, steadfast with the ways of on how things were in the older days. So it's a damn lie if they're gonna sit up and say that the dude Fahim or whatever his name is was supposed to be the imam over him. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because you don't just come into Islam through the ayabay, because it'll kind of like blow your mind, to tell you the truth. And when I say Talib, no, not the rapper Talib, which is in fact Ali ibn Talib. Talib is his last name, but Talib is the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad, the grandson of Abdullah, but he is the nephew of the Rasulullah, which is the Prophet Muhammad of Islam. That's how serious that it is.
I read the Quran before. I just want to say condolences to everybody though, brother. Like, it's a terrible way to start the new year, man. And this is what we be talking about, just like trying to get right mentally and spiritually, and just.
Here's the question though: don't people take their Qurans and like cover them up inside of a? I mean, he just has his like books like in a shelf. I thought that the Quran was so holy to the people that practice it that they actually have it wrapped inside their like some kind of a cloth, and then when it's time to read it, they take it out. Like, why is it just inside of a bookshelf? Why is it propped up like this? Why is it open to that page particularly? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe he'll get into it. Let's go.
Okay.
Talk to you.
You see the book. Now look at the book, and this is what I'm talking about. See that right there. If I was to see any one of the books in his locker, if we was in prison, I would know off the gate how he moving. I already know how he coming. I already know he trained to go. I already know he gonna stab. I already know, you know what I'm saying, that he gonna pull a jihad if it come down to it, in the name of Allah. You feel me? Like that. So, and that's what I'm telling you about Ali. See, Ali was the fighter. Prophet Muhammad was the prophet, but Ali was the fighter. Ali fought Amari, and Amari back then was considered as being like 7 feet tall. And the prophet, Ali actually fought Amari, because Amari said that if he was to kill Prophet Muhammad, that he then would be the prophet. And he said that if Prophet Muhammad wouldn't defend Islam, he was going to just basically take over Islam. And then Ali is the person that conquered him. So that's why Ali is in high esteem. And everybody know too how Ali actually won that battle. It's crazy, yo.
People, bro, like, talk to your people, man. Talk to your family. Talk to your loved ones, bro. No, I'm not touching nothing. Nigga, we don't touch nothing. You keep your hands to yourself, nigga.
Bro, why would you even be in there though?
You keep your hands to yourself. Weird. You don't put your fingerprints on nothing. You don't do none of that. This is what it looked like up in his crib, bro. Man, I just hate this type of situation. I just want to send condolences to everybody again, bro. Y'all know how we cover these type of things.
Well, he was going crazy.
I saw this one today.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's because, maybe that's because they ransacked it, but why is all this stuff just left there for people to see, like the news to like look at, the news to go in there? He's saying he's not touching anything, but I can guarantee you, whatever news outlets are able to go up in there, they're like touching everything, looking at stuff. And to me, at a crime scene of a person that like supposedly like is the one who did this to all 14 victims in Louisiana, that should be boarded up. You should not be able to just walk in there and like take any pictures of anything.
They got FBI. Look, y'all thought I was lying.
See what I'm saying?
12011 Crescent Peak Drive.
This is a wild
You can
situation.
just walk
So
up
to the
in
woman
there
that was saying
and
that stuff a few minutes ago that said that's not his home. Yes, the hell it is his home. Okay. So the information is being dropped now. Welcome to Beam Team Productions. You already know what it is, man. To Make It Make Sense Network. And shout out to everybody up in the building. This is an exclusive third shift edition. So hopefully everybody over the age of 18 before we keep it moving over here. Yeah, straight like that. I want you to be to the
how
good,
could
man. If you
someone
up
walk
right now,
up in
you
there
rocking with
and
us, man.
see
You gotta
and do
be,
all that?
yeah, I want you to be
Weird.
of age, just because of the sensitive content. Shout out to Lori. Shout out to everybody up in the building. Linda, Patricia, Duke Famous. What's good, Joe? I peeped the workstation too. Creisha up in the building. Miss Tremez, Valentine TV. What up with it? Mujahid 72. You already know what it is. You seen them Ahadiths there. You know Lies Detected. ACU. What up with it, yo? Appreciate the support, Mad Mystic. Keep coming back. I start in the beginning. Yeah, we was looking at it like, yo, man, what kind of script is this? Like, what kind of movie is this? Because we definitely will be tuning into the news, see what they got going on. I'll even take a look, you know what I'm saying, at Houston, the reporters actually that came out that was on the scene, seeing whether or not, you know what I'm saying, that we can come across the footage when the news people was on the scene, and we will be going back to the scene, okay? I just wanted to leave that FBI shot there just for a second. Just for a second. Yeah, just take that all the way in. Because like I say, man, dude, man, he all the way up in the crib right now.
Did
Yes, I
they
mean,
did they
look,
did
bro,
they
this
did they
is
cave
FBI, man.
him?
United
He
States
did,
Department of
did he like do a death by suicide? Did they like, is he like not even able to like even explain? They just killed him, so there's no way to even find out what his motives were, what the reason was. Does he have a book, anything he wrote, manifesto, why he's gonna do what he's gonna do? Like, what's going on? What's happening? Does anybody know?
Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, receipt for property. They typed up a whole thing. If y'all never seen it before.
Where'd they
Say
type
it's
this at?
sealed. City and State, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Ironically, and no, this is not the landlord. This just so happened, to be someone. I forgot what the number is, but I had made an attempt to get one for Nature Boys.
Hold on. Where'd they print this off at? It's not like the FBI came up in there and first, wait a minute. Okay. This is an FBI document. It's actually typed out. Okay. This is what they found, right? White filter paper with powder, small samples of white filter paper with powder, box of screws, box of sulfuric acid, 3 of them, some acetone, and this was typed out and printed. Where'd they print this at? What? Okay, so I'm the FBI. I go into a house, and we're ransacking it, finding different stuff. Who printed this and put it right there on the counter, and then left the house open for people to find, and then record it? What is going on? Is this normal? Is that how the FBI works? They already do they have a printer on deck that they can just print stuff out and make a really nice document that prints out what they found? Like, what is going on? A printer where? Like, where are they printing this from? This should be written out. Wouldn't it be written? Why would it be printed? You know what I'm saying? Like, nice and neat, printed. I mean, spaced correctly. I mean, typed in. Like, this is something is not right with this situation. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is seeing this. What? Okay, so who has ever gotten a deal with the police? They write it down, right? Why would this be sitting up here, printed out, nice and neat? What is going on? And why is it there? Why is it sitting on the counter? Why is it on the counter, printed so neatly and sweetly?
They typed up a whole thing. If y'all never seen it before.
Typed it up where?
Say it's sealed. City and State, New Orleans, Louisiana. 112.
Ironically, and no, this is not the landlord. This just so happened, to be someone. I forgot what the number is, but I had made an attempt to get one for Nature Boys trial. But it's called pool coverage. That's what it's called. I just remember. But anyway, yeah, if you were able to actually have pool coverage, if there was this type of scene that did take place, if it was allowed by the courts, you got permission or whatnot, then you could be able to record audio and visual. You could be able to get that footage, for your own personal use or whatever it is, that you wanted to do with it or whatnot. It just so happened that within our communities, people really wasn't aware that you were able to do that. That's how people.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay. How were they able to print that document based on where? Where was their? Do they have printers in their car where they can just type in what they found and then immediately give a printout and then leave it on the counter for other people to find, like the news? Like, why is that there? No one thinks that's weird. No one thinks that's like kind of out of place and like strange that this guy is walking through the house and finds this document sitting on the counter of what they found. Look at this.
Well, he got the paperwork right here that they got. FBI.
See this? It says sealed. Didn't it say sealed? Hold on. Watch it.
Already said that if he was to kill Prophet Muhammad,
bro. No, I'm not touching nothing.
He walks over to the kitchen and then
you keep your hands to yourself, nigga. You keep your hands to yourself. You don't put your fingerprints on nothing. You don't do nothing.
Did they use his printer? Like, where did they print this off at?
This is what it looked like up in his crib, bro.
It looks. I don't know whether the FBI did that or was already a mess. Bro. It's kind of crazy, but okay.
Y'all know how we cover these type of things. It's just when I saw this one today.
See how nice and neat these documents are just sitting on this counter like this. This is weird. Like, why is those documents on the counter printed out like this? That who does what? Anyways, I'm gonna fast forward because I'm right now it's already seeming weird. Like they're putting things in place for people to find them. You can read the whole thing. That's weird. What's going on? So let's go.
In the Houston area. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they know who he is and stuff or whatever, but I don't know too much about the whole part about him going up in the crib and stuff like that or whatever. That is pretty questionable. In the beginning, we did in fact report on the scene as it happened, when it happened. The vehicle, as you can clearly see right there, the F-150 Lightning. Yeah, for anybody that you might want to do a little Google search,
So that's him on the ground without no shirt. In daytime, so they just left him there to bleed out on the ground, no shirt, didn't like try to revive him, whatever. He crashed and he's just laying there. Like, what is going on? That does not even
your Google on or some shit like that or whatever. If you do, look into the F-150s. You can do a side-by-side comparison, even if you like. You can even look at the date of the first F-150, that edition too, that came out, the Lightning, that color and model, and then you get a better understanding of on why I deep dive, why I go so hard over here on this.
So he ain't had no shirt on. He just
like you a hater or not. I already know you be plugged all the way in. Shit, I would be plugged in too. You feel me? Because the content be content over here.
But the whole thing still doesn't seem like it actually happened.
14 people dead and dozens of others injured after a truck plows through New Year's Eve celebrations on New Orleans' Bourbon and Canal streets. 24-year-old Abdur Jabbar assumed someone was having mental health issues or was angry. He didn't think the driver would be his own brother.
I just dropped my phone and crawled into a corner somewhere and started crying.
With an 18-year age gap, Jabbar says he and his brother, 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, weren't always close, but had grown closer since their father suffered a stroke in 2023.
He was coming around a little more often to check on him and if there's anything he needed.
Jabbar says his brother was kind, caring, and compassionate, a description completely opposite to how the world has come to know him. Since the deadly attack, the FBI has found evidence Shamsuddin talked about killing his family as well.
That's unbelievable, honestly. I can't imagine doing anything like that.
Jabbar says his brother only returned home to Beaumont 2 or 3 times a year. The last time the siblings saw one another was 6 months ago.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And like I said, we discussed this in the first live stream. Just looking at this photo, just that screenshot right there alone, like just look. Just look good and just tell me, do you honestly think that is the same person? Huh? Because I'm telling you, boy, this is beyond strange to me. I've been sitting back all day. I've been shaking my damn head. I've been like just scratching my head, looking at all of this stuff. And I just been thinking like, what are they trying to distract us from right now? Why is they putting it out here like this right here? It got to be something that's up. Something is up, y'all. Something is up because it's no way in the hell that they gonna tell me that this is the same person. It's just no way. It's just no way in the world that they gonna tell me that. And then you see the name tag and shit or whatever. You see the Jabbar on there or whatnot. Man, it had me going back to thinking about that shot, that scene right there. Okay, it had me going right back there. So in my mind, I'm just like, why would they even do this? Like, what are they? What message are they trying to communicate right now? And just how bad are they trying to distract us? And from what? That's the real damn question. I'm like, because man, ain't no way in the hell you gonna tell me that's the same truck and it ain't no damn black truck bed line on there. Come on, man. Talk to me right now. Is they playing in our face? Was it something that I missed or whatever? Did I miss something? I kind of thought I had pretty much covered damn near everything at this point, but did I miss something? Huh? Yeah, no, I'm just saying, man. Oh, and then let me go ahead and then get them receipts too. Yeah, from that from Fox, and when Fox went ahead and deleted that video. So let me go ahead and get to that too. Yeah, before we go any damn further.
All right. So once again, let's go into it. All right. PSYOP. How do you know that you're in a PSYOP? Let's ask our questions. So you've seen all this information that King World has brought to the table. So ask the questions. One,
happening right now. So we're going to go
why
both sides.
would this be happening?
It's aliens. It's not aliens. Let's do both sides here. Most governments don't just usually open up about things like this without a reason. With all governments, when they start pushing a narrative, it's most often to serve a bigger agenda if this is deliberate. So here are three possible reasons I can think of why this might be happening. Number one, a distraction tactic. When huge issues are brewing, like economic instability, political unrest, global crises, somebody's done something bad and it's about to get in the news, governments usually and very often create some kind of distraction. So remember when the Pentagon released UFO footage in 2020, that conveniently happened during a global pandemic, this chaotic thing that was going on around the entire world that we all suffered through. Number two, using fear as a tool. So fear unites people. So if there is a threat big enough, and I want you to remember, if you're just listening to me right now, I'm sitting on your kitchen counter or something like that, and you're making dinner, I said the word threat with huge quotes around it. If there's a threat big enough, like UFOs, people are more likely to trust their leaders, give up freedoms, and rally behind whatever solution that they're offered. It's the same playbook used during the Cold War. This was called the Red Scare for that reason, or post 9/11 with the War on Terror and the Patriot Act. And then number three, testing the waters. This goes back to BC years. All three of these things go back to the BC years. This is not something that's original. So governments tend to test and gauge how people react. So if we accept UFOs as real and we don't freak out, that means we can kind of escalate the narrative without any pushback. So think of it like kind of a slow drip instead of pouring it all out at one time. And if you want to look back at some of these historical parallels, this is not the first time this has happened. Just a few that come to mind right now. The first is the Gulf of Tonkin. This happened in 63 or 64, 1963 or 64. The United States used extremely questionable reports of attacks on naval ships, which were not true, to justify escalating this Vietnam War. And then in 1962, we had this thing called Operation Northwoods. This is a declassified plan about the U.S. officials staging, quote, fake attacks, completely fake attacks, like blowing up planes with people in them to justify military actions against Cuba. And in the post 9/11, what I would call a fear campaign. So after the attacks, governments push for these just sweeping changes like the Patriot Act, which expanded massive surveillance under the guise of terrorism. So if you just replace terrorism or communism with UFOs, you can start to see a pattern. So what might be happening? What might be happening right here? It might upset you. It might piss you off, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. So keep that in your back pocket for just a second. Number one is a normalization phase. So just steadily leaking UFO footage, holding hearings, using all these terms like UAPs all the time. The government makes the idea of something out there seem reasonable. So this keeps people curious, but not panicked. Curious, but not panicked. The second part of this is setting the stage for a big reveal. And I want you to keep that one in mind. So at some point, we might see a more dramatic event, like a giant UFO sighting over a major city, or footage that is just impossible to dismiss. And you could think giant holograms, giant drones, or other advanced tech just creating something that you cannot ignore. So number three would be a need for a savior. So once the threat feels real enough, governments or even global coalitions could step in as these heroes. They might call for increased defense budgets. Maybe all the governments in this area need to unite into one big government, maybe a global response team, and I say that with quotes around it, to handle this threat. So this could lead to giant power shifts and more control in fewer hands is kind of maybe the goal of that. And this, you could look this up. There was even a plan to stage a fake kind of alien invasion. This is on record on paper that there was a full government plan to make a fake alien invasion. But what could be next? What could be down the pipeline from right now? If we follow this theory to the logical next step here, here's what might happen. First would be escalating UFO reports. Expect a lot more sightings, near misses with airplanes, mysterious objects interfering with infrastructure like power grids or airports. It's going to feel real and urgent. The next would be a media blitz that would come after that. So mainstream media will amplify the story. They're going to interview pilots. They're going to release grainy videos and have experts explain these things that are maybe defying physics. The goal, potentially, and I say all of this as a potential hypothetical, to make everybody believe this is a huge deal. Next would be a global event, and this could be something absolutely wild, like some kind of coordinated UFO appearance, maybe a simulated attack, or even some claim that we've made contact. And it doesn't have to be real. It just has to be believable enough. And of course, then we have a solution. So after the chaos, governments might roll out solutions like new defense initiatives, new military spending, government coalitions, governments kind of coming together, expanded surveillance maybe, and calls for like some international cooperation. All right, so why should we care? Even if all this theory sounds way the hell out there, the technologies exist to make all of it plausible. So holograms, drones, AI, deep fakes are advanced enough to fool large populations. And historically, going back to the year 1 AD, governments have shown that they're not above manipulating fear to get what they want. So now we get to what do we do? What the hell do we do about this? Number one, stay freaking critical. Do not take everything at face value. Always question why some stories are getting so much attention, and most importantly, who benefits from that story. And educate yourself. You need to look into historical precedents, maybe current technology. You could just use ChatGPT for a lot of this, and some government strategy. So the more you know, the harder it is for you to be manipulated. Focus on reality.
Focus on reality. Okay, so here we go. So let's go. Let's look at reality. And King World bringing reality.
You know they a lie. We deal with receipts over here. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. See, this was the video right here. See that? Took it down. Shout out to Mo_money_0909 on YouTube, on TikTok, on everything. Straight like that. I appreciate it for real. Yeah, because see, she caught that image. She caught that image within this video that they removed, and I don't know whether or not, if they took it down because they like, oh snap, we missed and showed such and such. Who knows? But at this point, it's real damn suspect, y'all. It's real suspect. I'm
so
like,
apparently there was two different attacks, one in New Orleans.
What don't y'all want the people to see? Huh? Because the receipts gonna drop over here. We're gonna keep on dropping. And then all of that stuff, man, with the family and stuff. Let me go to the Chronicle right quick, man. Let me get into it. Let me see if they're gonna let me up in here and stuff. Fact affected, by this crazy stuff that took place. You're down there on Bourbon Street. But when it come down to that dude, that IT specialist, that IT specialist, man, he done stumbled upon some shit. That what the hell that is.
Man, keep y'all hands to yourself, bro. No, I ain't screenshot nothing. Y'all want to do what y'all do, nigga. I'm just giving y'all the news and the information, bro. That's what I'm supposed to do, man. Condolences to the families.
You see that document says sealed. Why would it be sealed and sitting on the counter? Why is a FBI document sealed and it's sitting on the counter where everybody can see it? Sealed of what? Sealed from what? It's not sealed if you can read it.
Once again, bro, everything like that. I just want to come show y'all the other side of this.
Is that how it goes? Like, okay, when something happens, the news come in.
I really didn't want to do it on the first day it happened because I was like, dang, bro, when I seen it happen, I was like, I didn't want to start the new year off so negative, bro. I didn't want to start the new year off so negative with that. And I know, people got a job to do. People want the information. People want the knowledge and what's going on in the world. So you do got to do what you do.
That's the thing too. You know what I'm saying? And you got to pay close attention too. Like with all of the materials that are out, and even the baking soda for that matter. Shout out to Ann again, man, for spotting that. See that how it's just certain stuff that's just right in sight, just right in view, that denote certain stuff that could have possibly been taking place there. You see the dish rack, no dishes. See what I'm saying? Left the cabinets open.
That's
Like,
weird.
what's really going on? Huh? Look at this, y'all.
We in there, man. This is the federal raid paperwork right here, sealed. This is the federal search warrant.
And they just left it right there. They left the federal search warrant right there with the damn door hanging open. And anybody could just
walk in, sealed. What's going on? What is this?
walk up in the damn house.
Have to see it for yourselves, man.
Talk to me, y'all.
Somebody can get up out of here. I'm gonna get up out of here myself.
But the news people ain't even going up in there. That's interesting, like how a person
We outside with it, man.
walk up in there and then the news is not. So I don't know what's going on with that.
So they kicked all that and everything like that. I gotta thank the feds came through and shut this whole block down. Actually, now that I look at it, I didn't even peep this. This was a whole door. They could. When I look at it now, they ripped off a whole door thing.
You see what I'm saying? Like if they ripping off doors, they leaving the door hanging open. You see how it's just barely holding on to life and shit or whatever. Why in the hell wasn't them books slung every damn where? If they
Why
know
did they
for a
like
fact,
take the door
you
all
know,
the way
just by
up?
his name and his name alone, that he does have some type of Islamic affiliation by way of the Quran, the ahadiths that are in there and stuff. Why didn't they touch any of that material? It ain't like they, in my opinion, would just be like, oh, we're not gonna touch.
Why wouldn't
any
they
of his
flip through it?
religious stuff? The person is not even living anymore, as they would want us to believe.
Why wouldn't they flip through it? Why wouldn't they have flipped through all those because he could have had notes in there about what he's gonna do. Why wouldn't they have looked like opened up all those books, see if they empty them out, see if there's any like notes on whatever he's like studying. Why are all that stuff in place just sitting there all nice and kind? That is the most sweet, like nicest ramsack I've ever seen in my life. Like I've never seen no ramsack that sweet.
I'm slow as hell.
They normally cut shit open, all type of stuff. They will destroy your house on a ramsack.
So this was a door in itself right here, y'all. Like this was a door right here in
Hold
itself.
on. We're gonna take it back for a second. Just for a second. I want to go back in there. Yeah, just for a second, man. Just give me 1 second. Let me slide all the way back. Yeah. And we'll go just from that spot. Yeah, because I want y'all to see that spot that was in the floor. I want to put that emphasis on that.
Involved as well. I did see the dog put some threats out to his own family or something. I don't know how true that report is. It's crazy, man. No, I'm gonna get up out here. Yeah, he had kids, man. You see the dog got messed up. I think
Why is there like
see what I'm saying?
hole
Look,
right there?
up out here. Yeah, he had kids, man. You see the
what were they looking for right there?
dog
What could they possibly been looking for? It's not like that was a floor vent right there.
got messed up. I think they like went up in there and just kind of, because they had some other stuff in the floor they had dug up as well. I guess little things that they felt was private compartments, like. But they
See what I'm saying? It's not a floor vent. What's going on, man? Huh? And if that was supposed to be a spot for some dope and some money, it must have been like $500 and probably an 8-ball, a damn ounce of weed. Just judge looking at this damn size of that flat ass, cheap ass, whatever the hell that's supposed to be that's on the floor that's not real. Man, come on, man. Look at that shit. What the hell you gonna put in there? What's supposed to be right there? Some damn liquid paper, thin sheets of weed or meth or Molly or something. Like what's litmus paper, goddamn acid? What's supposed to be in there that they were trying to get into that was so damn bad? What he had in it? A magic sword or something in there? What was in there? The inscriptions of carrying out the masterminded plot to take over the world or some shit? Like what was up in there, yo?
They cut that up.
The sealed documents.
I guess they
was the hand drawn, yeah, geolocated as, yeah, the direction he was gonna go. Yeah, driving from Texas to damn New Orleans, was the map in there or something or whatever? Was the damn if I leave this earth letter, last will and testimony, was all of that in there? I'm just trying to figure this. The rights to the show, was any of that in there?
Just digging in there for stuff. The feds hit it, man.
Man, look at that, man. I think this person that just commented may be the smartest person in this chat at this time watching this video when it come down to information. Shout out to Prototype Troll. How in the entire hell is anybody allowed in there? And where is the yellow tape?
Thank you.
Come on, man. If this ain't the Mega Make Sense Network, the livest chat, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Talk to me, y'all. How somebody just gonna walk up like that? Are you serious? No, I'm serious. Not even the landlord would be able to do this right here. Now that's just in my
Hell, the
humble opinion.
person might even
Hey, you
the
may
person
even
that's
think
doing the
otherwise. I
damn
don't
thing
know.
might be a
Yeah, I don't know.
agent.
I don't know what channel you be watching. Yeah, and what them folk talking about over there.
Man, bro. That person might be an agent. The person even filming that, because why? Why is that even there sitting there so kindly? This is the most nicest thing I've ever seen in my life. The nicest raid. They didn't rip over open his stuff on his couch. Hell, drug raids get rated more harsh than this. Like, I mean, FBI, what y'all doing, really?
Streets. 20.
Let me take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Let me hold on.
Actually happened.
14 people dead and dozens of others injured after a truck plows through
You can see it right there. Hold on. I'm talking about that truck bed. Right there. Okay.
After a truck plows
Okay.
through New Year's Eve celebrations on New Orleans' Bourbon and Canal streets. 24-year-old Abdur Jabbar assumed someone was having mental health issues or was angry.
Why the hell they have to interview him in the damn garage?
He didn't think the driver would be his own brother.
I just dropped my phone and crawled into a corner somewhere and started crying.
With an 18-year age.
You see? That's not the same dude, Joe. I'm telling you, man, dude, the fall guy.
Gap, Jabbar says he and his brother.
See what I'm saying? Look at that photo, yo. And you telling me that's Jabbar?
42-year-old.
This guy? Huh? Are you serious? Man, what kind
Fall
of...
guy.
With an 18.
Hold on, man. Hold on now. Are y'all serious?
Year age gap, Jabbar says he and his brother, 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, weren't always close, but had grown closer since their father suffered a stroke in 2023.
He was coming around a little more often to check on him and if there's anything he needed.
Jabbar says his brother was kind, caring.
Got to stop right there. Got to stop right there. Shout out to Keena H up in the building. Keena say, nah, his eyes ain't the right color. I know that's right.
And compassionate, a description completely opposite to how the world has.
Look at that.
There was kind, caring, and compassionate, a description
Needed.
Jabbar says his brother was kind, caring, and compassionate, a description completely opposite to how the world has come to know him. Since the deadly attack, the FBI has found evidence Shamsuddin talked about killing his family as well.
That's unbelievable, honestly. I can't imagine doing it.
So you mean to tell me that your brother's deceased and he was talking about, just killing the whole family type shit or whatever, and you said you just can't believe it? You can't believe it?
To know him. Since the deadly attack, the FBI has found evidence Shamsuddin talked about killing his family as well.
That's unbelievable, honestly. I can't imagine doing anything like that.
Jabbar says his brother
Tell you what I
only
think.
returned home to Beaumont 2 or 3.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. Straight like that. I think the person who he talking about that's his brother is really his brother, but the person that was at the scene that we seen that was out there sprawled out, that's not the same person. That's what I think. I'm telling y'all, it's not adding up. Not even with the information that's done been researched, that we found, that we've uncovered thus far, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Even that scene didn't look right that I showed you from the first video, which we will be getting back into because the receipts definitely are receipting over here on the Make Sense Network. Y'all know that looked like a whole live Tyler Perry nighttime scene that was on the set. Yeah, of the damn studio. They had the boom light out there and every damn thing. I'm like, so you mean to tell me not one person had a high definition camera out there? Why the footage looking blurry like it's a 2002? Yeah, it's a 2002 Android with cricket service. Yeah, they got cricket service away from the county that they from. That's how Kulu that thing was looking pixelated, like it was a damn Roblox damn game or something or whatever. I'm sitting there looking like, why the footage ain't up in the 4K? The iFeezy got the 4K. So if the iFeezy got the 4K, then why did the footage look the way that the footage looked? I'm just trying to figure this shit out. No. Come on with it now. Yeah, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Man, do that. Just get out here with that thing, man. Let us know what's going on.
Radicalized as far as he knows. He's a quiet guy. Prayed alone. Shocked.
Why is it like the cute white chick being the reporter though? Why isn't like the real, like a real investigative reporter out there? Everybody else got on
Yeah, I think the
sweatshirt.
person, the IT specialist, the brother that guy is referring to. Oh yeah, I think he gone. I think he done checked out, and I think somebody else stepped in character, stepped in role because the scene what we seen, and I didn't get a chance to actually send as many videos out as I wanted to today. But you can hit me up on Instagram right now if you want to, and I will send you the video, and you can just see for yourself, you know. And in the video, you're gonna see brain mass. You're gonna see a woman look like she doing a split laid out there. And this would in fact be the aftermath, you know, the melee after everything that took place with the vehicle. Just at I don't know what the speeds was that he exceeded, but the way that he ran over people in the
Shout
crowd.
out
If
again to
you want to
King
see that
World for
footage
his
or whatever,
video.
hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, I sent it right on over to you.
He
Hold on, let
did
me make
send
sure
me
I make
that.
that
He sent me that
accessible to you as
aftermath.
well.
It was a crazy.
Yeah, if you want to see any of that, hold up, make sure you get that
Oh,
gram
he
link.
sent it
Boom,
to
there
me.
we
I
go.
was like, wow,
Yeah, gram me up right
man.
there. Hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, I slide it right over to you, and then we'll get back to the show. I just throw on a little bit of music for a second. Yeah, I just get to my DM. I get to check my DM, making a list and checking it twice, type shit or whatever.
I'm Sydney Ferguson.
Okay, and I'm in my DM now. Like I said, I just followed y'all. I'm gonna refresh my stream, and I'm gonna see then if y'all are able to send me a DM. Yeah, I'll wait and then see. I'll give it a second because I want to get those videos out. Coverage on Islam, you know, actually advocates cleanliness. Why would his crib be looking like this? With the baking soda.
Well, maybe they like
This is wild.
slightly ramsacked his house, you know, and made it look nasty because, yeah, Islam is all about like cleanliness.
Bro, you know, people real. I see. Look, I'm gonna say this one more time, bro. This is the federal. Got to see it for yourselves, man. Man, and get up out of here. I'm gonna get up out of here myself.
He didn't really live there.
outside with it,
Exactly.
man.
Thank you.
I am just blown the hell away. And at the moment when I seen this, like I said, I would have went live earlier, but I just had to sit back and just take all of this stuff right here in, aside from everything that we found out, you know, about this situation. Yeah, then they got these little photos and stuff now. Like I just seen another photo. Yeah, dude, you know what I'm saying? Walking down the street and stuff. I'm like, man, what is we doing right now? What is we doing right now? And you know this is not that dude, man. What is we doing right now, y'all? Huh? What are they trying to distract us from? This makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. And any surveillance footage monitoring equipment, man, they ain't gonna have that much of your head chopped up, man. They got the roadblocks effect jumping off. I keep telling y'all, man. Peep game with the peep game out here, y'all.
A truck down Bourbon Street. More than 30 were injured in the attack. 15 were killed, including the suspect, 42-year-old Texan and Army veteran Shamsud.
Man, come on.
So was he
man.
hanging out at the?
Why they playing with us, y'all? Why they playing with us? Or do they just think we crazy? They think the whole chat crazy. Everybody else.
So he was hanging out in the quarters and then came and went back, got a truck and rammed everybody down? Did he like get turned down by a chick that he liked and just said screw everybody? I mean, what is really going on? Like, what is happening? He was hanging out. He went and hung out first. He hung out in the French quarters first.
Over, they think y'all crazy. This is wild, yo. How is they gonna flex like that? Like that's the same person and shit or whatever. Huh? Who falling for this?
Where'd they get this picture?
Anybody listening that stuff fell for this stuff? Any one person. I'm just saying. I can show you a picture of me from 15 years ago. I still look the same. I look the same. Straight up. And if I had hair, yeah, you would see some gray hair then. You feel? Yeah, man, I look the same, yo. Tell me where that this is the same person. Either of those three people on the photo that I just showed.
Den Jabbar.
We do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this attack is involved in this attack, except for Shamsuddin Jabbar.
The FBI says 2 explosive devices connected to the attack were found in the French Quarter. The FBI had previously said it was looking for suspects who may have helped plant those devices in coolers.
Those were just patrons on the street that were looking inside the coolers, right? We didn't know that at first. We had to kind of track
People were
all that
looking
down and put
inside
that
the
to rest.
coolers.
That raised questions about how a fire
Mo_money_0909.
Wait, people were looking inside the coolers and the coolers didn't explode. What are we talking about, bro? People were looking inside the coolers, y'all. And no one called the police about the coolers? Like, oh, there's a bomb in there's a cooler over there. There's a bomb, like a bomb or something. And there's police. Listen. The French Quarters and stuff got the police on every block because it's wild over there. It's crazy. I don't even know how it still exists, but it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how there's a place where you just go and just wild out for like a week. You know what I'm saying? You just wake up in the morning and just be wilding out, but that's how it is over there. So, because you can like be partying down, go down, you know what I'm saying, all week long if you wanted to. It's gonna be tourists coming in. It's gonna be new people. It's Mardi Gras every day over there. Okay. And they just happen to have more Mardi Gras going on for the new year. But I'm like, bro, there's coolers. People are opening the coolers, looking inside. No one calls the police. What are we talking about here? It's y'all like, please don't be fooled. I showed y'all the psyop information. When you're in a psyop, know when you're in one. We're gonna play a little bit more of this, and I want you to go on his page and watch the rest, because I mean, I'm not gonna take his whole content, you know what I'm saying? Because please support King World. Shouts out to King World for this content. But I mean, I give him props for even being able to see through this bullshit.
Again, because what they stated about Amar Jawade and the stuff that took place
Hey,
in the Peshawar
Andrew,
community,
what's up? Hey,
and that house
Andrew.
fire, is that there were 2 spots, as he showed, 2 spots within that trailer in the floor. But what was explained with Amar Jawade, he lost his life. He was charred damn near to death in a bad house fire. He was connected to the carbonation sex coke. Man, pretty much the same damn thing happened, right?
Fire started at the Airbnb Jabbar was renting in the St. Roch neighborhood after he was killed by police.
There's a lot of different ways that can.
Airbnb on some Mandeville.
Renting in the St. Roch neighborhood after he was killed by police.
There's a lot of different ways that can happen. You could have different time devices. You could have a long cord that extended that time. You could also have pressure cookers that were put on top of the stove filled with gasoline, and then it went off. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but that is why ATF.
The truck bed liner. Yeah, we've questioned that. Like I say, the news, for whatever reason, they did not denote. I mean, they didn't show any of that. Like, this is evidence, proof what we're asking now. We're asking them, like, what in the hell is going on? Why in the hell did that damn truck bed look different than the truck bed that was on the news right here? Why do it look like that? Where is the truck bed liner at? You don't see the truck bed liner. So that's why we having this conversation. Nothing's made up over here. I'm just asking people to think. That's all. Don't get mad at me for challenging you to think. I would think that's what you would want, as opposed to these lies what these folks out here tell. Because I don't see no truck bed liner nowhere on that truck. But I see it in this footage right here. That's clear. That's in the 4K and everything. So that's what I'm asking. Same way I'm asking about Shamsuddin Jabbar. So we back now in Houston. We back in Houston at the trailer. Let's take it back to the end. Matter of fact, we go to the outside a little bit now, with that situation. Yeah, and then let me get back to this footage too. Yeah, let me run that too. Let me run through this right quick.
Dean talked about killing his family as well.
That's unbelievable, honestly. I can't imagine doing anything like that.
Jabbar says his brother only returned home to Beaumont 2 or 3 times a year, the last time the siblings saw.
Yeah, and they trying to convince us that this guy right here, yeah, that's the same guy and stuff or whatever. Man, I don't know what these people on. I don't know who they take us for.
That's weird.
I guess they just think, oh, look, we just slow, or we watching stuff on the internet, but we don't research, we don't fact check, we don't pay close attention to detail as well. For whatever reason, man. Yeah, man, these people got me fucked up. They got me all the way. You feel me? And shout out to Mo_money_909 again.
If they like the face, they may look like an Arab.
Camera op. Then dude went up in there. How is that even possible? Huh? Come on with it, y'all. Could just walked up in there. But they needed a tank. They had a hostage situation, and the person was already out there dead, as they telling us, laying outside of the damn pickup truck. That's what they said. That's what the news said. Ain't that what the news said? They had them sprawled out there, laying out there and stuff. Yeah, look at both of them images.
What they need a tank
One
for?
of them light, one of them dark. Know what I'm saying? One light, one dark. One light, one dark. See the footage? One light, one dark. One light, one dark. Something ain't right. Flag disappeared. The flag right there on the picture. Flag ain't right there on that picture. Not on that particular truck, is it? Wonder what's up with that. Huh? That's why I asked in the beginning, what is the difference in this truck? What's the difference, y'all? And what game are they really playing with this dude right here? Huh? Because we done already tapped in. We can go receipt for receipt for receipt for receipt for receipt. We can go on it, on it, on it, on it, on. Okay. Default playing. That's what they doing. And I don't know whether or not if they thought we was just gonna just go for this stuff or whatever, but I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. Even with the fake ISIS flag. I'm like, come on, man. This look to the left and right here. These are different versions right here. This right here, man, that ain't no damn ISIS flag. Man, I'm telling you, man, that shit came off Temu. And y'all know it did.
Bro, they showed him laid out. So that means that first they showed the truck at night. Okay. And then they showed him laid out in the morning. So they left him laying there for the whole morning? No resuscitate, nothing? No, nothing. They just shot him up, put him outside, laid him on the ground, and let people take pictures of him. And this didn't. That's the weird part right there, because the pictures of the truck are at night, and then now it's the morning. Like, what's going on? That's weird.
Yeah, they are here playing these games with us and stuff or whatever, man. People done lost their life and then carried on. And then this dude right here, his brother talking and stuff like, yeah, he from the trap and every damn thing, but then he get on here sounding like this.
Saw one another was 6 months ago.
Everything was just how he had always been with me and around the rest of his family, you know.
That's how he had always been with you. And man, come on. Your brother was a part of a massacre that took place in New Orleans, Louisiana. But you sitting up there calm like that, you talking and stuff and then carrying on, you supposed to be crying. You supposed to be wilding out. Yeah, like Trey on Boys in the Hood, swinging at the air and stuff. You supposed to be doing all of that type of shit right there. But you ain't doing none of that. You calm, chilling, all that. Hold up. We ain't going to the first day. Let's go back. Let's go back to just the other day. What was this, yesterday or some shit or whatever? Yeah, let's go there now. And we'll just compare notes with footage and stuff. And then we'll go back to the house in just a second because we just want to make sure we ain't missed nothing or whatever. Yeah, you know how I do, man. You go back and you read a book again. The first time when you read it is stuff you will see the second time you ain't see in the beginning. The same with a movie, the same with a place, a destination site that you've been to. Things are in fact subject to change. So being that we got this damn never-ending glossary of motherfucking receipts by way of me streaming over this bitch, we can just look back at all of that stuff.
More than a dozen were killed as the new year took a tragic turn in New Orleans. Tonight, more than 15 are dead in the French Quarter.
As I said before, all comments are welcome. However that you feel about this, because there will be several people that will look deeper than what these people are telling us. That's why I'm going to comb through as much information as possible. And as I said from the beginning, it almost to me seemed cinematic to a degree. You feel me? Like with the boom light out there and all that stuff or whatever. Yeah, I'm like, but we're gonna get through it though.
Truck attack. The driver and suspected terrorist, born and raised in Beaumont. According to this YouTube video he posted, the FBI identified the killer as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar of Houston. This is a video he posted on YouTube in 2020. More on his background in just a moment. Tonight, we've learned Jabbar made a
Can
series
someone
of
find his
killing
YouTube
recordings
page for
before
me? I
this
want to
morning's
see what else
attack.
we got on this.
You know what that called?
Was that the only video?
Let me just start this over.
And sadly, more than a dozen were killed as the new year took a tragic turn in New Orleans. Tonight, more than 15 are dead in the French Quarter truck attack. The driver and suspected terrorist, born and raised in Beaumont. According to this YouTube video he posted, the FBI identified the killer as 42-year-old Shams.
Hey, you know what? Like I say, you up in the right spot, Corey, because if what you're saying and with what I think, this is something that was within the layers of Jade Ham. That's what I'm getting out of all of this. And I don't know if any of you are in fact familiar with Jade Ham, but I am here to fucking tell you that Jade Ham deal with simulator drills. And like when I'm hearing all of this stuff right now, just with this information that's being presented to me, I'm just kind of getting like the vibe and the texture of several layers that definitely several layers, and you already know what it is. Let me go ahead and then drop receipts, man. And I'm gonna get back to the video. And like I say, if you're unfamiliar with Jade Ham, was a military drill that we connected years ago with crisis actors, crisis situations, and with these simulator drills in these areas clearly that you can see where people who had in fact been a part of the military later on when they were. Hold on one second. I think I did have an audio failure. Hold on. In the past, but then you have to look at the connection of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl would be performance with Kendrick Lamar, and I did say would be all of the stuff we heard about Jay-Z, Kendrick, prior ain't produced no footage with the one time. Hold on, let me go over to the and see what they
who we're told was visiting New Orleans from Baton Rouge on a whim. 21-year-old Archbishop Shaw alum Hubert Gautreaux, and University of Alabama student Kareem Bawadi. Auburn University alum Drew Dauphin, 25-year-old account executive Billy DeMaio, 18-year-old Nakira Cheyenne Dido from Gulfport, who was visiting with her cousin and friend, and Superdome audiovisual technician Matthew Tenedorio, who tonight we are learning more about.
Whitney Miller spoke with his mother about his short life and the tragic ending that has changed everything.
He was the most beautiful baby. Oh my God.
As equipped or prepared for this type of situation, whether simulator drill or not, because this is some shit, y'all. This is some shit. They didn't say anything about that in the news. Now, this is information that we've uncovered. Those family members, I will keep them anonymous because they don't have anything to do with this. But I'm telling you, the content creator who channel you watch, when the receipts continue to drop, and they've always dropped over this bitch, I'm telling you that. And if I have to do a small video in receipts just to show you that, I have no problem doing that, family, okay?
Like that, he did his work. He was very smart.
Houston and New Orleans FBI agencies are asking for the public's help, but they're saying anybody who had contact with Jabbar prior to the.
See what I'm saying? See, that's how I know that is some stuff right there in the game. That's how I know. Okay, these people are playing in our face, man. This, Jabbar that. Now that was Houston 26. Houston 26. They tapped in with us or whatever. Of course, we seen the people. When the boots on the ground that did take place. We will return back to that video.
Are unimaginable.
Strange enough, as we found out, you all. Man, it's crazy, but that dude has ties to people that's in Monroe, Louisiana. Now, why they're not stating any of that, I don't know why, but I would have thought that would have been information that people would have wanted to know if they are from Louisiana because of a possible connection, possible attacks, possible any damn thing. And this dude have been in the IT field too, and that's what I said earlier in reference to how they may just not have been as equipped or prepared for this type of situation, whether simulator drill or not, because this is some shit, y'all. This is some shit. They didn't say anything about that in the news. Now, this is information that we've uncovered. Those family members, I will keep them anonymous because they don't have anything to do with this. But I'm telling you, the content creator who channel you watch, when the receipts continue to drop, and they've always dropped over this bitch, I'm telling you that. And if I have to do a small video in receipts just to show you that, I have no problem doing that, family, okay?
Like that, he did his work. He was very smart.
Houston and New Orleans FBI agencies are asking for the public's help, but they're saying anybody who had contact with Jabbar prior to the.
See what I'm saying? See, that's how I know that is some stuff right there in the game. That's how I know. Okay, these people are playing in our face, man. This, Jabbar that. Now that was Houston 20 with Shia Islam now that we know of, and all of the stuff with terrorism. We got the dates that are lined up as well. We even got the photos of good old Tim. Excuse me, the original ISIS flag. The Afghani flag as well, that would be an ISIS flag. So let's just take it back. Let's just leave it here for a second, man. Just make sure that this register to everybody, because for whatever reason, people just don't seem to understand. They don't get it. How January is within the first month, that's going to be 1. On the first day equals 1, which is January the 1st. In 2025, which you added up, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9, which is a code for 9/11. Which is, in fact, a terrorist attack, because we know what happened on 9/11, right? Yeah. So you was wondering about the numerology? Yeah, we have to do that sometime over here. They definitely love them numbers. That's why I'm just leaving it up on the screen for you. Go, I get my meds together.
Hey, listen, guys. I mean, he does even more. Go check out King World. You know, great commentary. Shouts out. Thank you for that, because I thought it was something weird too, and I'm showing y'all about like these psyops. Please go back and replay the video and learn about psyops. Understand when you're in a psyop. Shouts out to Jackie Gaines, my favorite mod in the world, for staying with me. Shouts out to you guys who stayed with me too. Much love and respect. Peace out to the chat. Alchemize your energy, you guys.
Alchemize your energy. Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. Alchemize your energy. My friend, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.